is Radio Andy. Always cheeky.
Tight as a Burgess.
Yes! Your girls are looking so beautiful this morning.
I wore my titties for you.
Listen, good morning, world.
Good morning.
Always spilling the tea.
I remember Katharine Hepburn saying to me on the set of On Golden Pond, you never could have made it back then. She was a prickly one. She hated the fact that I didn't put enough attention to how I presented myself.
Radio Andy, always unpredictable.
You're listening to Andy Cohen Live. Can't stand in our way. Have to believe we are magic. Don't let your age.
She has sold over 100 million records. That's major. She's one of the top selling artists of all time. I think this actually may be my favorite Olivia Newton-John song, but I'm not sure. And I think as the morning goes on, I may change that. She is Olivia Newton-John. Her new album with Amy Skye and Beth Nielsen Chapman is called Live On. It's available for download next week. You can catch Olivia Newton-John in her Summer Nights residency at the Flamingo, Las Vegas through December. That seems like a must-see show to me if you're going to Vegas. She's Olivia Newton-John. Hi.
Hi,
Good morning. I'm so glad you're here. Say hi to John Hill in Los Angeles.
How are you?
I'm great. We are major fans of yours. Last night after Watch What Happens Live, I got home and I just wanted to think about you because you're coming on Watch What Happens Live tomorrow night. You'll be on with Cynthia Nixon, and I just wanted to get in the ONJ headspace. And I started. RuPaul did my iPod years ago. He put all of my music in my music library.
Wow, you lucky.
And so I am lucky. It was thousands of songs I got, but I have major catalog of your music. Yeah. And so last night I listened to a lot for about an hour, and it was a real joy listening to your catalog. I mean, you've got such great music. When I was growing up, we used to call you Olivia Neutron Bomb. Yeah.
You and a lot of kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you like that, or did that?
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Especially because my grandfather was a nuclear physicist.
Oh,
so it kind of went really well.
That's awesome. And nobody could rock a pair of spandex pants better than you.
Oh,
were they spandex?
You know what, they weren't, because when we did the movie Grease, those pants were already from the 70s, from the 50s, and we did the movie in the 70s. God, it's going back, isn't it? And so they were already old when we made the movie, so they're made of some kind of amazing fabric. It's kind of thick and a little stretchy, called shark skin, I think.
Oh, God.
Probably a real shark. I don't
know. We became well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you about Andy Gibb.
Yes.
Who I loved his voice. And there was an era in music because your voice was so, it kind of matched with his perfectly in a weird way.
Yeah, we did a couple of duets. He had a beautiful voice, and Barry Gibb, his brother, wrote the songs and produced them. And he was a wonderful artist and a lovely person.
Was he a good buddy of yours?
Yeah, he was a good friend. He was a sweetheart, yeah.
And there was a whole movement coming from Australia of you and the Gibbs. I mean, it was really kind of a moment in time.
Yeah, it really was incredible. And John Farrar, who wrote Magic and wrote all the songs from Grease for me, he's an Aussie too, and I've known him since I was 15. So we're like the Aussie mafia, you know.
You were in the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yes, I lost for England.
You lost for England.
Yeah.
Did you lose to ABBA?
I lost to ABBA, yeah.
Wow.
They won, and everyone knew they were going to win. I mean, they were doing Waterloo, and they were so great, and
and at the time, were ABBA huge at the time?
No, not yet. I mean, for me, it was like when we started rehearsals, everyone was talking about this group from Sweden, and I saw them at rehearsal, and they were amazing, but they hadn't yet, broken, and after that, they were huge. They were on my special, so we became friends. They were on my TV special with Andy.
Really?
Yeah.
So did you do a TV special with Andy or just with yourself?
It was a television special. I had Elton John, Tina Turner.
Oh, well, this is
and Andy. Yeah, the one song. It's probably on YouTube.
John Hill sent us the clip, actually, of you, Tony Tennille, and
right.
Tina Turner.
Yeah, in the back of a limo, right?
This is a special request from Randy and Tim Tom Campbell. Wow.
This is you guys singing Heartache Tonight. I love it. And there's the video.
Tony Tennille.
I mean, this is an unlikely threesome.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun, and both those girls. Karen, she was my dear friend too.
Is that Karen Carpenter?
That's Karen Carpenter.
No.
She was on with Cliff Richard and Elton John and Andy, and gosh, I'm missing something.
What was Karen Carpenter like? And you guys seem to be thinking of singing this in front of some Hell's Angels bikers. I don't know what the concept is here.
I don't know. It was the producer's idea, but it was a fun idea. And Karen was a dear friend. She was a lovely, lovely.
I have to
girl.
say, and looking at her in this video, you can tell that she's fighting, you know, with her health.
Yes, and you know, at that time we didn't know a lot about it.
Right.
You know, it wasn't something you really were aware of like you are now. But in those days we weren't. But that was a tragedy. She was a really good friend of mine.
Did you know? I mean, was that battle something that you had ever discussed with her, or as a friend?
Only, unfortunately, when she was in treatment, when she started treatment, she was in New York, and I would visit her in New York, and then we talk about it a little bit. But it wasn't, you know, it was a different era. We just didn't discuss those things as much. It was so personal.
I want to play another video that I became obsessed with a few weeks ago, coincidentally, and this may be also from the same special, but it is you singing Hollywood Nights.
Oh yeah.
On the Avenue of the Stars in LA, and I instructed all my Radio Andy listeners to watch this. This was before you were even booked to do the show. It happened to come up in conversation, and this is a great video. I mean, first of all, you're so hot, but I love, this was a day when pop stars would just cover other songs that were hits on their TV specials, learn all new choreography, and just, you know, perform them. I mean, it was really great.
I wasn't really known for doing kind of rock stuff, so that was, you know, it was different for me, but it was really fun. Yeah.
It was so great. Did you find it, Tim?
Not yet.
No. It's on there because I just rewatched it. As a matter of fact, I posted on my Facebook, I said, this is a good diversion from the election. Just watching this, because this will just make you happy. Now, you famous, obviously, I want to talk to you about Grease a little bit. Two things. I interviewed Marie Osmond a while ago. I didn't realize that she had turned down the role of Sandy in Grease.
You know, I don't know that. We've never discussed that, Marie and I.
You haven't?
No, so I don't know the ins and outs of that story at all. I just know that I met Alan Carr at a dinner party Helen Reddy had thrown for me.
Okay,
another
I love
Aussie
it.
singer.
Yes.
And she invited him because he wanted to meet me, and that's how it all started.
Wow.
And I was kind of the reluctant Sandy, truthfully, because I just made a movie in England a few years before called Tomorrow. That was a science fiction musical. I was in a group that was put together by Don Kirshner, who put the Monkees together, and Harry Saltzman, who did the Bond films, and they wanted to make a movie group. So they put me together with three wonderful guys, and we were going to be the new Monkees of film, but it didn't work out.
No.
It was a science fiction movie. We were a group that people from another planet wanted our music could heal them. It was bizarre. Anyway, it was a flop, and I was really nervous about doing another movie because my music was doing well. So I gave all these excuses. Oh, I don't know that I can do an American accent. We'll make you Australian. I don't know. I'm too old. I'm 29. I don't know if I can pull it off. So I said, I need to do a screen test with whoever you're thinking of to be Danny. And that's... And it worked out.
Yeah, it sure did.
Yeah.
Throw on a little Grease, by the way. You and Travolta had such incredible chemistry. Did the two of you did you know each other before you shot Grease?
He came to meet me because apparently he wanted me to be Sandy, and he came to meet me at my house. But before that, we didn't know each other, no.
You didn't.
No.
And clearly you two still have such a great bond and friendship.
We always will.
You always will.
Yeah, because, you know, that was a moment in time, that making of that movie, and what it's become, which none of us could have imagined it was going to be that. And he's a wonderful guy. He's a lovely guy. Yeah. And we like and respect each other. We did a Christmas album.
You did a couple of years ago. Yeah, you did, which was really great. It was really sweet. And the two of you, your voices sounded great then together, and your voices sound great now together. You, when I was in high school, I was younger than that. I was in grade school actually when Grease came out. I hate to say it,
That's okay.
But man, for my age group, I mean, we saw that movie. I remember being on the playground, each of us bragging about how many times we had seen Grease. I've seen it 5 times. I've seen it. There were people who had seen it so many times, hundreds of times.
I ask in my show, and people have seen it hundreds.
Really?
It's quite wild. Yeah.
Really? Isn't that, why do you think? I mean, it's just...
I think it's a feel-good movie.
Yeah.
I've tried to analyze it, and I can't. There's a magic about it that if we could reproduce it, somebody would have.
Right.
But there was just a magic. I think the songs, the era is fun. People love that. It's kind of like a cartoon, and everyone in it, someone relates to one of the characters. Right. It's like school. I never went to a school like that. I went to a very straight high school where we wore uniforms. So for me, it was like going back to school.
Right.
So we had fun.
It's also so funny to look at now because, I mean, Stockard Channing, who's so great in it, she's got to be in her 30s now.
I think she was, she's just a few years older than me because I was 29, so she was probably...
Right. I mean, it's so funny. Now, did you see Grease live?
I did. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, they did a great job. By the way, if you have a question for Olivia Newton-John, 844-305-2639, 844-305-ANDY. Do you, in your residency in Vegas, I'm assuming that it's all hits.
Yes, I'm very fortunate that I can say it is.
I mean, you have got a great catalog. Do you ever get tired of singing any of your hits? Hopelessly Devoted, anything? No.
They're great songs. I mean, John Farrar, he's one of my best friends. He wrote, Hopelessly Devoted, Magic, You're the One That I Want, Deeper Than the Night. I mean, all these great songs. And then my other friend, Stevie Kipner, who's also from Australia, wrote Physical. And then Peter Allen, who also was an Aussie, wrote I Honestly Love You. So Australia is, should be called the Aussie show, really.
It should. John Hill was in the original Broadway cast of Boy From Oz. As a matter of fact. Yeah, he was Hugh's understudy. I still call Australia home.
Me too, mate.
God, you just said something that made me think.
You were going to ask me the Bill Persky question.
No, what?
How many times did I go on?
No, I was not going to ask you that.
How many times did you go on?
None.
I'll ask you.
You went on none because Hugh Jackman doesn't, he's not calling it sick for the show. Yeah, exactly.
He's wonderful.
Let's go to Lily in Texas, who has a question for Olivia Newton-John.
Hi, Lily.
Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I was wondering if you had read about the fan theory that Sandy had died.
Oh, yeah, it's hilarious. That made me laugh so much. But I thought, that makes us the first zombie musical ever.
Right. So I don't understand what the theory is. Sandy died where?
What was the theory? The theory was that in the beginning I drowned, and at the end when we're going in the car, we're going back to heaven. Is that the idea? Or someone came up with this crazy notion?
Oh, wow.
When they go off in the car at the end, they're going to heaven. Danny and her are going to heaven. It's been going
Well,
around.
I guess we are in heaven. People still talking about the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, I like that. All right. Thank you, Lily. I love a conspiracy
of a movie. It's
Let's go to Michelle in Portland, Oregon. Hey, Michelle, what's your question for Olivia Newton-John?
Well, first of all, I'll just say, two of my favorite people on the planet on the phone with me right now. I'm losing my mind.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for taking my call. When Grease came out, that was it for me. Until Xanadu came out. And we would play, I had great imagination. I would play with my friends, and I would always say, I'm Olivia Newton-John, Sandy, and Kira. I would name that before anybody else could say they were you, whatever it was we were playing. But I'm just wondering, do you have as good memories about Xanadu as you do about Grease? Because one, Michael Beck was fun, and two, you got to wear those super beautiful dresses.
Oh, well, I got to dance with Gene Kelly.
Yes, you did.
I danced with two of the best dancers in the world, John Travolta and Gene Kelly.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
I mean, it was both petrifying and amazing at the same
Yeah.
time because
Yeah.
I wasn't a dancer, so I had to learn. I did the first Dancing with the Stars. Really?
Did you?
Well,
Yeah,
think
you
about
did.
it.
Yeah,
That was
well, you
John
did. Yeah, yeah.
and then Gene, and I had
Yes.
to learn the routine.
Yes.
And I'd never tap danced before, so I had to learn how to tap. And
Wow.
it was a magical memory doing that. I mean, the actual filming, and also Kenny Ortega, who was the choreographer for Xanadu, he brought all these amazing street dancers from New York to be in the movie. Like 30 years ago or something, and now that style is in, but that time it was way ahead. All that popping and everything,
Yeah.
that was way ahead of its time.
And a great score. Who did the music? Was it
John
Yellow?
Farrar and Jeff Lynne from ELO.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Yeah, it's really good music.
Was that movie a bomb?
Yeah, kind of.
It kind of was.
A neutron bomb. But then it's kind of come back.
It really has.
You know how people, it becomes, what do you
It
call
was
it?
a camp classic.
Yeah, camp classic.
And then, of course,
people
the
loved
musical.
the music was number one.
And
so,
the musical.
yeah.
I mean, the musical,
musical,
which was kind of a celebration and a parody.
Had a musical.
Yeah. Did you see the musical?
I did. I came to the opening in New York.
You did?
Yeah, my husband and I, he wasn't my husband yet, but we came to that and laughed all the way through it. And in Australia, particularly where they did it, she really set me up in a great way. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Let's go to Mindy in Chicago for Olivia Newton-John. Hi, Mindy.
Hi, Andy. Hi, Olivia.
Hi, Mindy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Just wondering, since I do know you, so I'm going to ask, since you've influenced so many of us, who was your biggest influence?
Oh, thank you for the question. Mindy is a great supporter of me and my hospital in Australia and came down to Australia for my cancer and wellness walk and raised $40,000. Thank you, Mindy, for that.
42.
42. Sorry, it went up. Okay.
You are a cancer survivor yourself.
I am
you're giving
a
back.
thriver. I'm a thriver. Anyway, Mindy, I think, in the very early days, it would have been Joan Baez and Dionne Warwick probably were my first, women that I loved. And, ever since then, but I was always very conscious of keeping my own voice and my own style. So I never tried to emulate anyone, but I did admire them very much.
Yeah. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with our remaining moments with Olivia Newton-John live in New York City after this.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. See website for details.
Need some extra cash today? Do you have bad credit or maxed out credit cards? If so, turn your radio up. 67cash.com is one of the nation's largest personal loan networks with over 50 different lenders. Now you can get a personal loan for up to $5,000 with any type of credit discreetly from your computer or smartphone and with no paperwork to send in. That's right, no paperwork whatsoever. Your cash will hit your bank account as soon as tomorrow, as our lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history. Visit 67cash.com and you can have up to $5,000 in no time. Just have a checking account and a regular source of income, and you can get the loan you need now, regardless of your credit. Go to 67cash.com from your smartphone or computer to get the cash you need. Visit 67cash.com. Type www.67cash.com directly into the address bar. That's 67cash.com. 67cash.com.
This is Susan. She just received her genetic reports back from 23andme.com.
Awesome.
Oh, she can't wait to see what her DNA says about her. Okay, here we go. That's her drinking coffee while she reads about her genetics. She drinks a lot of coffee.
Oh.
She's just learning that people with her genetic type tend to drink more caffeine. Well, that explains a lot.
Wow.
Oh, now she's discovered she has 14% Italian ancestry. Her family said they were 100% Romanian. Maybe that's why she likes to travel to Italy so much.
Wow.
And now she's also learned from her 23andMe report she has hundreds of DNA relatives, third and fourth cousins. She's calling her brother Steve to share her news. Or Stefano, as he'll be known from now on. Know more about your 23 pairs of chromosomes, your DNA, with an in-home saliva kit from 23andMe.com. Learn more about you from your ancestry, traits, and wellness reports.
Oh.
Order your DNA kit today at 23andMe.com.
Wow.
That's the number 23andMe.com.
This is Andy Cohen Live.
You don't have to answer. I see it in your eyes.
Oh, come on.
Better than
Are you kidding me with this song.
Gorgeous song. This is pure and simple.
Perfect.
Gorgeous song. Peter Allen.
Peter Allen wrote this song?
Yeah, and I found it on a stack of, in my day, there were acetates and little black shiny little demo tapes, and found it and just thought, oh, this is my song. And luckily, I recorded it.
Is this your, do you have any, is this your, if there was one song that you say, well, this is the song that I have to do? I mean,
always. So I close my show with this.
You do? You close your show with this song?
Always, because it says it all. I mean, the fact that you both love each other, but you're with other people, not that part of it, but the I love you, honestly love you. I mean, what a better way to say goodbye.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. And you and Peter Allen were friends till the end, yeah?
Yeah, we were friends. I didn't see him in the last couple of years of his life, unfortunately, but he was a lovely guy, really fun, and he was very sweet to my mum. I remember one time I was in New York, I was here visiting, and it was my mother's birthday, and he insisted on taking us out for dinner.
Right.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
Were you and Andy Gibb friends till the end?
Yes. Not the very end. He was dating Victoria Principal, I think, at that time.
He was,
so we were all friends, but he was struggling.
Did he had a bad drug addiction? Is that what?
Yeah, I didn't really know about it that much until afterwards, but I think he was a little frail as well.
Yeah.
He had some health issues.
Wow. The new album is Live On. And it's cool because it's I loved the album Trio with Dolly Parton, Linda Ronstadt, and Emmylou Harris.
Yes.
And this is you and Amy and Beth. And are these are all original songs?
They're all original songs, and we've redone our classic songs like Beth wrote an amazing song called Sand and Water that Elton actually recorded and sang. And anyway, the three of us got together. This all came about. My sister died a few years ago of brain cancer. Thank you. And I called Amy, who had produced the Grace and Gratitude album for me, and asked her to help me finish a song I'd written for my sister. And we were talking and discussing the fact that there really wasn't music for people who were grieving and going through loss and stress and everything. So we invited Beth to join us because she had written Sand and Water, which you must listen to. It's the most amazing song. And she had lost her husband 14 years ago to cancer, and she's had breast cancer like I have. And Amy had just lost her mother. So the three of us, I said, why don't the three of us do an album together on this topic, because it needs to be discussed. Because people are in grief and they don't talk about it. And that's how depression begins. That's how people get sick.
Right.
And it needs to be talked about. It's, everyone's grieving for something, whether it's a loss, a death, lose a job, lose a friend, lose a pet, all these things. So we put these together, and then the title song, Live On, is a wonderful song that we've put together for my hospital. I have a cancer wellness and research centre in Melbourne, Australia. They live in Newton-John, I'm very proud to say.
Wow.
And it is a song that we've put out, Live On. It's like live on, moving on in gratitude for what we have, and we're creating a global community of compassion for people, hope and thrive and remember, and we want everyone to join and send their stories to onjcancercenter.org, and you can send your videos or your stories and share it with other people of healing and loss and all that. And I think people need to communicate and help each other.
I like it that you say you're a thriver.
Yes.
It had to have changed. How did it change it had to have changed everything about you, how you live?
I think, you go through something life-threatening. For me, it makes me more grateful every day, and that's how the song starts. I wake up every morning grateful for the chance of one more day, because that's really, you got to wake up and wow, this is beautiful. Life is a beautiful gift, and don't take it for granted. And also to give back and to help other people.
Nile Rodgers said that after his experience, he said he wanted to do nothing. He vowed to himself that when he got well, he was going to work, and he was never going to stop working. Did you have a moment where you made a pledge to yourself maybe you pledged that you were just going to give back in the way that you're doing now? Or
I pledged that I was going to stop working.
That you were going to stop working. And now you're in Vegas.
It didn't work.
I know.
No, it's interesting. You know, music was my way of healing, and I thought I was going to retire.
Yeah.
This is in 92.
Yeah.
And I go, I'm just going to retire and I'm going to be at home and all this stuff. And then these songs started coming to me in the middle of the night, and I wrote them.
Well,
so I wrote an album, and I couldn't. Then I haven't stopped. I haven't stopped since.
You haven't. I love that you're in Vegas at the Flamingo. I hope this residency continues for a while because I would love to see you, and it seems like
please come.
Just the perfect venue. Have you caught any other shows while you're in Vegas? Have you seen J-Lo or Britney?
I haven't seen either of them because we're working on the same nights, unfortunately. And I have to go up early, and usually I just want to stay home as long as I can.
Of course.
But I'd love to see them. This was
Have you seen
great
anything?
shows. I've seen Rod.
Yes.
And I've seen
Elton?
Mariah, and I've seen Elton.
How was Mariah?
I saw Mariah. No, I didn't see her there, did I? I saw her somewhere else.
Oh,
But she does a great show. Elton does a great show.
Are you still buddies with Elton?
Yeah. He's lovely too. I've known him a long, long time.
You have.
And actually, he was on my television special, the same one that all the other people you saw, and he played Candle in the Wind for me, and I sang it.
That's amazing.
So, and he wrote a song for me. He wrote The Rumor with Bernie Taupin and produced it.
Now, have you never been mellow?
Never.
What does that song?
Always.
What does that song mean? Like, have you never been mellow? Does that mean like don't kill my buzz? Like I'm just being mellow?
No, I asked John Farrar the other day, funnily enough, what he meant when he wrote that song, because he wrote it when he was in his 20s.
Right.
We're all now in our late 50s and 60s and stuff. So it was like, I asked him, and he couldn't really remember, but the song for me means more now than it did when I first recorded it.
What does it mean now?
Finding a comfort from inside, because you can look outside for everything in your life, but really it's all going to come from inside. Everything, your happiness, your peace, comes from your inner self. You're not going to find it from somebody else.
Yeah.
And that was it's a great song.
It is a great song. There you go. Everybody, you can see Olivia Newton-John in her Summer Nights residency at the Flamingo, Las Vegas through December. Keep watching. It may get extended. Live On, the new album, is available for download October 7th, and you can catch Olivia on Watch What Happens Live tomorrow night live with Cynthia Nixon. Thank you so much.
This week on Radio Andy.
The Jill Cartman Show is back live with KK Glick, Julie White on My Favorite Song, and Melissa Etheridge and Olivia Newton-John on Andy Cohen Live.
And that is just the tip of the iceberg. Radio Andy, always unpredictable.
Their iconic journeys began 50 years ago. Ultimately, to find